Stupid Garbage Podcast.
Oh, I like that.
What's up, guys? Hey, dear listeners. Just me today. Jessica is AWOL.
You wish.
Yeah. Well, it was nice while it lasted. So,
Well,
yep. Go ahead.
I know that's what you want.
Right. So, top of the hour, our top story, Bill Withers, 81, died today.
Oh.
Yeah, sad. You know his entire career? All the Bill Withers songs, 8 years.
Really?
Yep.
I only know one Bill Withers song.
You know many Bill Withers songs.
You,
Your favorite Bill Withers song is Lovely Day.
I don't know what you're doing.
What Bill Withers song do you know?
Use Me.
Okay, there's Use Me, there's Lovely Day, Ain't No Sunshine, Lean on Me, Just the Two of Us.
Lean on. Oh my God, these are all Bill Withers.
Yes.
What?
So Jessica's been in mourning. She's clearly hysterical. Yes,
Yeah.
This is all Bill Withers. He's
It's
81.
been a sad day.
He's 81. You make it that long.
Did he die of corona?
No.
Good.
No, he did not.
Good.
Yeah, you make it that long and people stop really making a news out of your death.
Yeah, I
So
didn't
much.
hear about it,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
weird. Like I heard about
Well,
Woody Nelson.
Woody Nelson's not dead.
Sorry?
Woody Nelson's not dead?
Who was it that I'm talking about?
Who died today?
Are you sure? No, they died
Recently?
like last week. Yeah.
Oh, Kenny Rogers. Who we talked about on the pod, and you had a minor breakdown because you couldn't reconcile the fact that he might have had brown hair when he was young.
Guess what? I was thinking of Woody Nelson.
No, I know it wasn't Kenny Rogers because I looked it up after the pod and I realized, oh no, he never had red hair. You said he was red hair.
Yeah, it was Woody Nelson.
He had brown hair when he was very young, and then pretty early, like in his 40s, it seems like, had white hair. Which is
That's what I'm
everyone knows him
saying.
for.
I'm like, no, it was red.
Okay, right. So that's the confusion.
Help.
Jessica has been doing nothing but watching Monk, so...
It's true.
All Monk on the time.
On the time?
All the time.
Okay. Look, it's been a rough day. I've done nothing. At all.
Well, you've been broken up about Woody Nelson's death for, a long time. Excuse me. I
can't believe
a few minutes ago, as I was saying to Jess, 2 baked potatoes, which I feel as though eating a baked potato is one of those things where not having 0 baked potatoes, perfectly normal. Having 1 baked potato, perfectly normal. As soon as you have, those are the only 2 options. It's pretty binary. As soon as you have any more than 1, it becomes weird. They'd be like if you like.
Isn't binary like if it's 0, 1, 2?
No. Well, right. 0 and 1 are the 2 options. It should be binary.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing.
It should be binary.
There's no universal law
it's not
preventing
binary
you. Okay,
right
thank
now.
you, Jessica.
Because you had
There's no.
2.
Stop it. You stop. There's no universal law preventing you from having 2 baked potatoes. It's just weird. It would be like if someone. It would be like if you saw someone on a Monday and you're like, oh, you got a haircut, and they went, oh, I got 2 actually. Big what?
Well.
Or if someone went to the bathroom and then came back and you're like, oh yeah, ready to go? You're like, yeah, I just had to take 2 shits. Like, what?
I'll take your word for it because I, as you know, do not respect portion size under any condition.
It's not so much the size. They were pretty small potatoes.
They were.
But it's just the fact that you're doing it and then doing it. It's like, no, have a baked potato and then you have to be done.
My issue wasn't the fact that you had 2 baked potatoes. I thought it was just weird that you had only 2 baked potatoes.
I didn't. I also had a lot of food downstairs before I came upstairs. The baked potatoes were...
Got it.
That was also strange. I had 2 baked potatoes as kind of an after-dinner snack, like a palate cleanser.
Exactly.
Like most people would have sorbet.
That's weird.
Or yeah, like a lemon drop. I had 2 baked potatoes.
Because like with me, like I'll have like 4 or 5 bread and butters with dinner, but it's not like...
Breads and butter.
Whatever floats your boat, babe.
I mean, you don't have butters.
You don't have breads.
Hey, fellas.
No! There's our topic for today. Who's your favorite South Park character?
Butters.
Butters, no doubt, no doubt.
Probably Butters. Yeah, so that's...
Oh.
No, go ahead. That was good. Mine wasn't very good, so
God.
you have a lot of room.
No, what was yours?
Hey, fellers.
That was great. Hey, fellers.
Wow. Was that hanky or towel-y?
No.
You're a towel.
You're a towel.
You're a towel.
You're a towel.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
That's it.
Oh,
Who's
man,
the
I'm
poop?
so high. Hanky the Christmas
Who's
tree.
Hanky? Okay.
Howdy ho.
You're
not for the kids.
That was like one of my
What's the matter, Cornwallis?
You're cute.
And then they sing a song about maybe my favorite South Park moment. It's a great show with so many. But maybe my favorite South Park moment is when he and Hanky and his son Cornwallis sing "The Circle of Pooh." When Cornwallis starts singing, if you'll recall, spoiler alert, dear reader. I don't remember what episode this is, but it's like season 7 or something. Right? Yeah, it's like Hanky the Christmas Poop has a voice. Hanky the Christmas, and so he sings like that, like it's the he sings like the character sounds like, and Cornwallis has a similar voice, but because he's a child, it's even higher. But then he starts singing like a soul, probably baritone, maybe even like a high bass R&B singer.
Yeah.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
If you just Google YouTube Circle of Pooh, sounds weird, I'll grant you, but it'll come up with the South Park song and just listen to it. It's like 2 minutes, maybe not even. It's pretty fantastic. South Park, like from season 1 or 2, because the first season's a little hard to watch because the animation is just so, because it's the cardboard and all that. Construction paper, whatever, but still funny. And anything on until like season 14 is like the best, maybe the best comedy in television history. In my opinion. Yeah, because A, it's so much volume, and B, it's like people say Seinfeld or Friends or whatever, but they're
definitely not.
Those don't have whatever your sitcom of choice is, MASH or I don't care. Those don't have such absurdities as like singing and granted that doesn't make a good show, but the talking towel and the singing piece of shit and Eric Cartman selling aborted fetuses and then going to Congress and singing Heat of the Moment to persuade them to let him use stem cell research.
Before our relationship, I had a huge problem with South Park.
I know. And now you've seen every episode.
Yeah, I do actively.
You are welcome.
I do actively like South Park too. Like, it's not like I'm just like, okay, like he made me watch all the episodes. Like, I do love them. Now, I don't think that I would say at any capacity it's like peak comedy or like the best.
What's your favorite?
That's a good question. I mean, I definitely prefer more of like a Family Guy. I do love Family Guy.
Sure.
And they do some absurd shit too.
Sure.
Especially like American Dad gets a little weirder. I feel like
different
sometimes.
show, but sure.
Well, same people that make it. So.
Sure.
And then I mean I also like love The Simpsons.
Sure. Which is also thanks to me.
Oh yeah, you did suggest that I watch The Simpsons. That's true.
For years before you actually did.
And it's weird because I liked American Dad, and I'm pretty sure like I've seen all the new episodes, but like for some reason I like all of the episodes you and I have ever seen together that you've showed me I haven't seen.
Yeah, you probably started watching it in college.
Yeah, that's true.
But it I think aired in like I remember American Dad airing. I was in 5th grade. I remember watching the first episode. Yeah, so 2004 or 5.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay, maybe that's why. Because I feel like when I was in college, I was like, yeah, like I went back a couple years, but I definitely didn't go back.
Yeah, like even like your freshman year of college was probably like season 8, maybe.
That makes a lot more sense.
So,
okay.
There you go. Bada bing, bada boom.
So yeah, and then like Family Guy 2, same deal. Cleveland Show not so much. I'm boring myself. I'm boring myself with this. But yes, I think South Park.
Cleveland Brown, and I am. You don't like the Cleveland Show?
I mean, it's fine too. Like it was also like an easy watch, and I did enjoy it. And I think I've seen every single episode of it. Like I've definitely watched it. I just don't think that it has that kind of pull. Like I've never rewatched an episode.
Yeah,
I would though, but it's never like, you know. Anyway, the like South Park to me is just a little bit too aggressive sometimes. Like instead of making like one joke about something, they'll make it the entire episode, and like they go to kind of like the opposite extreme to be like, this is how stupid you sound when you're like this, but it's like a lot of the times like the episodes like it'll be against something, but the whole episode will be about people that are pro that thing, and then it's like, wait, this is weird because it's like I don't know. That bothers me about it a lot of the time.
Well, not everyone gets it. So
I get it. I just am like the ones that are like about abortion or whatever, and they're like, we are pro-choice. The characters in the show will be pro-life the whole time.
Forget about the politics of the episode. It's funny.
Again, it's funny, but like that little voice in my head that's like, oh. Can I help you?
No. As we spoke about last
shit on my opinions.
episode, it's not your opinion that I have a problem with. It's the inability to step back and just enjoy something for what it is. instead of for what
Again,
you might take offense to.
Even when there's an episode that I don't find... What?
Nothing. Just looking at your shirt.
Oh. Even if there's an episode that you have a problem with, or that I don't have a problem with, I still don't think it's as funny as some other shows.
That's fine.
And fuck you.
Fine. A couple things. One, business from last episode, minutes from last episode. We ended it with me saying that I had a point that I'll kick down the road. Teased it for the dear listeners. My point was just that we were talking about fried dough maybe being Midwestern in origin, and my point was going to be that there are a number of things that Midwesterners think Midwesterners invented. Like, for example, when you bump into someone, you go, oh, they call that the Midwestern oh, because they think they invented that.
I'm going to love with you. I don't know who did, so...
No, that would be like asking who invented the sneeze.
Okay.
Or like who invented stubbing your toe. It's like, no, what? People...
Well, in New York, people don't do that.
No, they do. I do that. I'm from Massachusetts. Yes, they do. Some people do. Yes, they do.
100... No one's ever oped me.
What? You're wrong. You haven't noticed. 100% they do.
Okay.
I've lived in New York City, unlike Jessica. People do.
You lived in the Bronx.
Yeah, New York City. Count. It does count. It's a borough of New York City.
It's literally like the...
No, it counts.
It's basically Westchester.
It's not. Westchester's Westchester.
Let's agree to disagree, because you're not going to convince me.
No, it's not agree. Moving on. You're wrong. Moving on.
Okay.
People in India make that noise. I can't prove it, but I would be willing to bet that people in pre-Christian Greece or Native Americans make that noise.
Okay.
The reason Midwesterners think they invented it is because no one ever goes in or out of Ohio to tell them otherwise. They say that, and no one's gone into Ohio on purpose except passing through it since 1976.
I saw a really funny comic today that was like someone from Germany trying to mark which states on the U.S., like just to mark them and label them, and they were like, Ohio? And like they said to Nevada, Ohio? Sure. And like, Alabama, is this Ohio? And like they were like, seriously, where the fuck is Ohio?
Ohio,
and they couldn't place it on a map, and they made like 7 states Ohio.
It's kind of a state of despair. It's a state of being akin to despair.
It's a state of being. It's not even a place.
It's like that feeling you get, like, you know how sometimes you're falling asleep and then you jolt awake?
That's Ohio.
That's Ohio.
No, I feel like that's a little, like, Ohio.
Like when you're walking down the steps in the dark and you, like, miss the last one, and you think you're tumbling down the stairs. Aggressive. That's Ohio.
Those are both very
Have you ever been
aggressive.
to Ohio?
No.
I've been to Ohio multiple times.
You have?
Yep.
Why?
I fall down the stairs a lot.
Okay.
No, I've actually...
I know.
You didn't laugh or make a face.
Well, because I realized why you'd been to Ohio, and then I was like, does he not want me to say it? Is this like so I was like in my head determining whether or not I was allowed to.
Just a joke, folks. Keeping things fresh, light and airy.
Yeah.
Whisk until the whites have bubbles in them. We're making hollandaise sauce here. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Jessica, do you understand the comedic nature of what we're doing here?
No.
Do you understand the auditory nature of what we're doing here? You can't just pull faces at me and not make a sound.
Well, the faces were just to make them. They weren't like, oh, I hope the
okay, but then make them in addition to saying something.
Well, no, because it's like, if I'm just doing this, I just want to kind of like fuck up your train of thought from the sidelines without announcing that I'm doing it.
Okay, let me ask you again. Let me reiterate my point that I'm just making. Do you understand the comedic nature of what we're trying to do?
I don't understand comedy at any capacity. We've been through this.
Then do you at least understand the auditory nature of the medium that we've chosen to put this into?
You know?
Yes or no? You have to say something.
I don't know. I thought what I was doing was fine.
Wait, it's fine. It's just not...
I understand the medium. Never mind. I understand that no one can see me making these faces. But the only person I want to see me making faces is you. Then
why are we recording this?
Because you were talking.
Right, but
because you love to hear yourself speak.
That's
why we're recording.
Obviously true. Obviously that's what we're doing.
Wait, dear readers, are you going to keep talking about Ohio?
Go ahead.
I wanted to say, when we were talking about like the TV shows, a cool thing about Rob that you guys don't know that I just assumed that you did was that he has a really, really good memory for like anything he's ever seen or heard, basically, or felt.
Hypermnesia, it's called. What's your point?
It's just that it's cool, like the fact that you immediately are like, oh, this is my favorite character, and this is my favorite part that this character does, and this is like, you can like really, really in detail discuss every little aspect about that, probably that entire episode. Like, you know what season and what episode it's in, and you can probably sing every single lyric in a way that, like, it's not because it's your favorite scene. You can do that for every single scene in every single episode of South Park or any TV show you've ever seen.
You might be overstating it. I also don't know if that's Okay, I don't know if that's hyper unusual.
It absolutely is.
Okay.
Like, to say, like, hey, you've watched The Office isn't even your favorite show, right? Like, you have just...
No, I wouldn't say it's my favorite show.
But you can quote almost every single episode of The Office.
Yeah.
And even now, if I was like, oh, Rob, do you remember when this thing happens in The Office? You could immediately tell me the context and what was the actual... Like, that's not normal, for sure.
Oh, I've seen it twice, yeah.
Like, even my favorite movie that I've seen, like, 7 times, I probably still couldn't... Like, I can quote scenes when I've, like, really invested in something, but I think you probably could quote more of my favorite movies and know what happens in my favorite movies. And even, like, songs that I've listened to for 10 years, you can, like, you'll go, do-do-do-do-do, and I'll be like, what are you doing? And you're like, oh, that's what's about to happen in the song. And, like, I can't do that.
Yeah. I can quote, for some reason, I have a very specific recall of the movie The Social Network, which I saw once in theaters in, like, 2009. There's a scene where
that's
Justin
not
Timberlake wakes up and he's talking to the girl who's actually the, what's her name, Dakota Johnson?
I didn't see it.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's Dakota something.
Dakota Fanning. And
definitely not that.
South Dakota is in, she asks him what his major is, and he says, I'm not in school. Well, he wakes up, and then she says she has to go to, I think, microbio class, and she says, you don't even know my name, do you? And he says, is it Stanford? Because her panties say Stanford on the back. And she's like, oh my God. And then he rattles off, he says...
Wait, I'm sorry, her panties say Stanford?
On the back, yeah.
Who the fuck?
Presumably she goes to Stanford. She does go to Stanford.
Who?
She says,
okay.
I don't know, Jessica, I don't know. I didn't write the movie. I don't run Stanford.
Colleges don't print their names on panties.
They clearly do for this movie. So, they clearly do, because how else would they have gotten these underwear?
I mean, you can custom design underwear.
Yeah, but I don't think they would have.
Our college, I'm 100% positive, did not have underwear. Because I'm going to level with you, I probably would have bought them.
Well, Stanford is also the name of the town.
Sure. Again, I feel like it's more of like a... You'd have to, like, find it... Like, my mom found a bracelet that had our school name on it. But that's because, like, the bracelet company did every single college in the state or whatever. So I feel like you could just find a panty company that, like, has custom options for schools. But I don't know. That's fucking weird. You'd have to, like, really seek it out. And, like, your college wouldn't just offer panties with their name on it. That probably could be a liability issue.
In Stanford, California. Officially, anyway. Leland Stanford. Yeah, anyway, so he says, oh, your name's Amelia, but you prefer Amy, and your dad is blah, 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 and then they go back and forth, and she says, what's my major? And then turns out it's French. She asks what his major is, and he says, I'm not in school, and she says, wait, you're not like 15, are you? And he goes, no, wait, you're not like 15, are you? And then, so she asks what he does, he says, I'm an entrepreneur, and she says, oh my God, you're unemployed. He says, I wouldn't say that. What would you say? I would say I'm an entrepreneur. Well, it was the last thing you preneured. He says, I created and founded a website where you can download and share music for free. And she says, oh, kind of like Napster. And he says, exactly like Napster. And she says, what do you mean? He says, I invented Napster. And she says, Sean Parker invented Napster. And he said, pleasure to meet you.
Aww.
So that's a weird back and forth that I remember really clearly.
See,
and then she goes in the shower and he says there's a snake because he finds the Facebook open on her computer and Stanford's at it for 2 weeks and he sends himself an email and then he meets with Mark Zuckerberg.
Hey, what are we doing right now?
I'm doing a one-man show of The Social Network. Okay. Scene. A bar.
No.
Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Hey.
Okay.
Nope. You said we weren't doing the...
It'll be because you're an asshole, Mark.
Anyway.
Yeah.
See, that level of...
Because you go to BU. Sorry, go ahead.
That level of being able to, like, quote something that you... Again, you didn't even, from my knowledge, like The Social Network that much.
Fine.
Exactly.
No, I didn't.
It's not one of your favorites. You haven't seen it 20 times. It's not like a family history, whatever. Like, you it's just crazy that you can do that.
Yeah, well. I just now thought of an impression that I've never done before, so it might be terrible. Would you like to world premiere?
For the listeners, you can do it. I would not like it.
I think I have to sneeze. You feel like 15 seconds while I try to sneeze.
So anyway, Ohio. I feel like we're going to talk about something in between... Oh, damn it. it's honestly amazing how I can't even fill 15, bless you, seconds of a podcast myself.
No, that was good. It made me sneeze. So, I'm doing Al Pacino as a mime. Ready? Whoa, I'm stuck in a box. Hey! That's it.
I don't get it.
That's it. Because he's a bad mime. He's just saying the stuff that he's doing.
I get that.
I can do Al Pacino.
I get that, because it's...
Al Pacino doing Christopher Walken as a mime.
I don't know anything about Al Pacino.
Whoa, I'm stuck in a box. Whoa. Hey, I'm stuck in a box. Stuck in a box. Whoa.
I mean, that's a good Christopher Walken.
I'm trying to find a halfway point between, because it's to Pacino and then it's to Walken and then...
I don't know anything about Al Pacino.
Look at me, I'm stuck in a box. Whoa. Stuck. Alright. Anyway. The box.
Do you know what medium we're doing? He's doing the actual mime thing where he's putting his hands up against as if he's in a box.
Hey!
This isn't the medium to do a mime impression.
You don't even know what the word is. It's from mimeograph, to mimic. They have the same root word.
Okay. I literally just my tongue got lazy. It wasn't that I didn't know it.
That's good for radio. I saw Marcel Marceau when I was like 3 or 4. I remember it was very strange. Marcel Marceau. No, nothing. Mime. Maybe the only famous mime ever. Nothing.
I'm pretty sure you've also told me about this. Like, you've told
Many
me
times.
this, yeah.
It's fine. Doesn't matter. So, yeah. Ohio, Jessica, etc. Al Pacino. Moving on. What's on your mind?
What is on my mind? Well, I tried very hard. As I told Robert, I dedicated my shower time to brainstorming the podcast time. Which,
the best time to do research and prep.
Again,
in the shower.
I don't... When you say that we need to come up with ideas, I thought you meant literally just dig into my soul and think about things I want to talk about and things that would be good. So I was like, oh, the shower is the perfect time to just dig into my soul.
Gross.
Yeah. That's how I spend all my showers. Just dig. And... yeah, so Rob said that was not a good idea, and to be honest, he was right, but, you know, on principle, I think it was a
I didn't say it
plan.
was a bad idea. I asked you, what did you come up with?
Yeah, okay, look, Rob, I Googled fun icebreakers.
No. In the shower, what did you come up with?
I wanted to ask you what your thought about the final Tiger King episodes were, but then you were like, Jessica!
It's dominated 2 episodes already.
Yes,
we
that's
cannot
what
have
you
a
said.
3rd Tiger King episode.
I don't think we have talked about it for 2 episodes, but
What?
look, fine, no, because I'm pretty sure, whatever, it doesn't matter.
We talked about it when we had seen the first 2, and then when we had seen the first 5. And now you want us to talk about the last 2.
Also, there's nothing really left
This
to
is why I
say.
said we shouldn't talk about it before we'd seen the entire thing.
That's fine. I didn't really think that there was a conclusion.
So
that I came
what
to.
did you Google after the shower?
I Googled like fun icebreakers.
Okay, let's hear it.
And then I thought, oh no, my phone is at 13%. I should charge it. And then I got distracted. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not pulling my weight. Also, when you said that you wanted, like, we were supposed to be researching, and I said, can you please elaborate on what the fuck you've been researching? And you wouldn't help me. I feel like
I got in the shower.
No, I know, but I asked you a question. You could have answered it briefly, and you were like, fuck you, Jess.
Well, okay.
You're like, you bitch.
I remember it a little differently, but okay. So, do you remember any of the icebreakers? One icebreaker. You didn't click on it? So you didn't do anything.
No, I think I did look at the list. I think...
This would have been like 20 minutes ago.
God fucking damn it. It's more like 40 now. And also...
Okay, this would have been less than an hour ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, you know what it was? It's because they were bad.
Midnight 13... Okay, give me one of them.
What was your worst job?
12:13 a.m., dear reader. I don't know. All of them are pretty terrible.
Exactly. That's why I was like, this is fucking boring, man. You can tell your... Oh, and I thought of one where I was going to ask, but then it would just become Greg Corner.
Go ahead.
Like, I was going to say, like, oh, tell me about your best friend, or, like, it's just going to become Greg Corner. What?
Didn't realize we weren't allowed to do Greg Corner anymore.
You are. I'm just saying I don't want to add a second Greg Corner to our podcast.
Most rooms, correct me if I'm wrong, have 8 corners.
Wait a second.
So, yeah.
I don't think you grasp how corners work.
I don't think you grasp how corners work.
Oh, I guess ceiling corners. Yeah,
Yep.
I didn't think about those.
No, you didn't.
You got me.
Yep, please don't scream.
You got me.
All right.
Again, yeah, I've said this millions of times. I'm much better in video. So I can do my
Snapping?
gun snaps.
That's it? Your finger guns?
Yeah.
They can hear you snapping.
I know, but they don't know what's happening. It could be my mouth.
They've got no fucking idea what's
Could
happening.
be my butt. I don't
They're
know.
clueless.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
Can't keep up. Everything
These fucking idiots.
everything
on the
has
phone.
come out of your ass thus far. It's quite
Most
amazing.
of my laughter comes out of my ass too.
Ew.
What?
You're ruining the
Why is that?
podcast.
Why do you?
Gross. Ugh. Disgusting. Disgusting. Please don't sit on my library books. Just as a general rule of thumb, thank you.
I've been sitting on his library book the entire time.
I
don't
didn't
know
notice until now. That doesn't make it my fault.
Anyway, did you do any podcast prep?
Yeah, like the first 3 subjects I brought up, one after the other, that was all prep. Also, what did I, when I got into the shower, a little after you took your shower, what was in the shower? What did you leave me?
Well, first of all, apparently I put his towel back on the... Well,
Nope. Irrelevant. That
Okay.
doesn't matter.
all right.
You
Still
were
funny.
lazily putting my towel back on the towel rack. I don't care. Moving on. What was in the shower?
My gum.
On the soap dish
Yeah.
was your chewed gum that you presumably took out while you were in the shower?
Yeah.
And then don't do
Listen.
that.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Don't do that. Do not do that. I don't need you to tell me you're sorry. I need you to not ever... Jessica, listen.
You have so many rules.
Look at... Are you kidding me right now?
I am. But also, I did do it, so I don't know how much of a joke this all is. But...
This is not a joke at all. You were laughing. That doesn't make it a joke. Jessica, listen to me and look at me. Look at me and listen. I'm 100% serious. If I could go higher, I would.
Go higher?
110% serious.
Got it.
Don't-
Man, I really just... things immediately just leave my...
Don't ever... Yeah, I'm in the... By the time I get to the middle of my
2 words.
sentence, the beginning of my sentence has already left your consciousness.
I'm sorry,
which is not encouraging. Let me finish, please.
Yeah.
Don't ever, ever again take your gum out of your mouth and just place it in the shower. Don't ever do that. Even if you're like, oh, remember it? Oh, this is my... Never. Even if I'm hit by an airplane tomorrow and you have this house to yourself and you buy this house, or you buy a manor and there's no one within 50 miles of you, don't ever do that.
I'm never going to be able to afford a house.
Jessica, irrelevant to what I'm saying right now. Don't ever, ever, ever do that. It's a horrible thing you did. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. It's just horrible.
I don't think it's the first time either that I've done that.
What are you doing to me right now? What are you trying to do to me?
I'm just saying, like, you...
Don't just say. That's your problem. All you do is just say. You need to think more. You need to think more before you say or do.
This gum needs to be out of my mouth right now.
All you do is say and act, and there's no thought that ever goes. You can't, I promise you, no matter what evidence is mounted against you, you will never be convicted of murder in the first degree. Because nobody will ever believe you are capable of having malice aforethought. Because you never think, you just
very sweet of you to say.
You just say.
No. I think
Yes.
all the time.
Jessica, no thinking person would have done that.
Here's the
That was
thing.
horrible.
It wasn't... I'll do it again. I'm sorry. I'm not... I don't...
You're unapologetic.
I am.
You're remorseless. You're a monster.
Yes.
You're a monster.
Yes.
I don't like that.
It's been suggested.
I don't like that you're a monster, and I don't think that I made
it very
if I
clear
may,
when we moved in together that you were going to live with a monster.
Stop it. If I may, that's not good enough.
Well,
If I may, I don't think I'm I might be out of resources to deal with this, but I don't think that I'm way off base asking that you not consciously, deliberately, knowingly, and again, unapologetically, are a monster. I don't think that it's too much for me to ask that you try not to be a monster.
You know, there are sometimes, like, something will happen and I'll, like, tell you my thoughts about it. Like, I forget what it was, but it happened, like, yesterday or 2 days ago. And I was saying, like, what went on in my head while I was doing an action. and you were like, what is wrong with you? Like, that was fucking crazy. Where I was, like, mad at you about something.
Yep.
And I was like, don't be mean to him. You
yeah,
love
you're
him.
like,
and
I'm not going to do that because fuck him.
Yeah.
He's right. I should do my dishes, but fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you were deliberately not doing something just because I said, hey, Jess, can you clean this up? You went, okay.
No, but then I was
and then I left, you went, fuck him.
No, but then I was like, no, but this is the person that you love and you need to be nice. And I was like, but I don't give a shit about him. And I was like, but yes, you do. You're just mad right now. And then I was like, fuck him.
I know.
Like, and so I'm saying,
so
like, you have no idea how much effort I put in to not be a monster all the time.
Right. The funny thing is, you told me that you were bragging.
No, I wasn't.
No, you were. You were like, I did this thing, and I was like, great, thank you. And you're like, and you know how sometimes you get that voice in your head that's like, kill. Well,
that's not how it happened.
Overcame that.
Yeah.
To do the dish that I had just used.
Yeah.
Look at me.
I was trying to get praise from you.
Right.
For sure.
You seemed you seemed surprised that I was horrified that you have that voice.
Or no, I think I was just trying to justify the fact that I was saying, like, it was a bigger deal to me than you think it was.
No, I don't think that's what was happening.
I'm almost 100%, because it wasn't doing the dishes. It was like something...
It was cleaning up after yourself. Yes.
No, it wasn't.
That's what you told me it was.
No, we were, like, together when it happened.
And then I came upstairs, and then you followed me upstairs 10 minutes later.
Yep. I'll think about it.
You were just saying earlier on this episode of the cast, the Oddca, if you want to go for the middle of the word, then Pottercast,
okay.
Pick a lane, left or right.
The pod is fine.
The pod, as Jessica calls it. You were just saying that I have a hyper-focused and accurate memory.
Yeah, but remember the other day when all of a sudden my drinking glass disappeared and you had stolen it and forgot about it? And you were like, who can remember who they had for dinner 3 days ago?
Stop. You're driving me fucking crazy. First of all, not your water bottle, my water bottle. Not your water bottle, my water bottle. It's my water bottle. It's my water bottle. Your water bottle didn't go missing. You took my water bottle, were using it for weeks, and then when I took it back, you went, what happened to my water bottle?
That's because we both have identical water bottles.
Yours is red.
We never
Mine is clear.
We established
we did.
who was like 4 years ago. I can't.
No, we got them this past year.
We got them this past summer. It was like September.
4 years ago? Or 4 months ago?
Yeah.
So go fuck.
Go fuck. Yes. Hey. We should.
First of all, second of all, I didn't say that.
We should have you drink a glass of wine every single time we do the podcast, and that way you can just fucking calm down a little.
No, thank you. I would calm down. Point 2 is that I didn't say that I forgot. No, I'm not even going into this again. I'm not. It was it's so fucking stupid. It was so stupid that I had to explain it once, and I had to explain it like 4 times. Yeah. I can't explain it the 5th time.
I don't want to. I know,
but I feel the need for some absurd reason to defend myself because you make me look retarded when you recount the events as they did not happen.
No, I mean the point of the story is that when I said where did it go, you said I genuinely don't remember.
No,
so I'm saying,
Jessica, who's not doing this again? Show of hands. I'm raising my hand. Go ahead, put it up.
No.
Oh. So anyway, dear readers,
I think wine would do you
Jessica,
good.
I think the amount of wine that I would need to not get irritated at, for example, gum in the shower would be fatal to most mammals.
Oh, God damn it. Look.
They don't sell wine by the barrel.
I'm not sorry I did it.
I know
sorry that I didn't. Let me finish. I'm sorry that I did not clean it up before
I found it.
You noticed, yeah.
Like, even that I don't. I'm gonna level with you. I don't believe that because you just told me you were gonna do it again.
I'll just be more responsible about making sure I throw it out.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
Yeah.
Nope, you won't.
Hundo P.
0 P. You have 0 P. That's what you have.
I have 0 P.
You have 0 P.
Okay.
Jessica Sterner, 0 Ps.
So that was us. That was our shower debacle today. That was fun. That was about, 15 minutes before we recorded this podcast. He walks into the bathroom and just disaster after disaster.
Tale as old as time. Song as old as rhyme.
Every room that you walk
Jess
into.
Jess is such a bitch.
But you're right. I did clean a thing that you've been asking me to clean for like 2 months today. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
See it.
It's the drawer of the refrigerator.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Great. So
all I want is a party thrown for me for doing that.
I'm gonna drown you in a bathtub. So
oh my god. When I do get murdered, I'm glad that we have evidence now that you've been threatening to kill me or
I'll do it in some ironic way. Like I'll have hundreds of pieces of waterlogged gum that I'll shove down your throat. This is what you get. Like that'll be because otherwise, like if you're not killing people like the Riddler, then what are you doing?
Do you remember in our early stages?
If you're not making yourself a real life supervillain, why bother?
That does sound like a good thing.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the one thing I was asked recently is if you could be a supervillain, what would your pet of choice be?
Okay. And
well,
you are a supervillain. You have a lizard.
I have a lizard.
The end.
I have a lizard that I can perch on my shoulder like a raven, which I do love. Peaches is just not very good at
perching.
He's not good at perching. He's also not good at climbing. He's also not good at...
He's quite good at climbing for a lizard without legs.
yeah, exactly. Like, but snakes are pretty good at climbing, and Peaches is not. He's worse than both a lizard with legs and a snake.
I guess so. So anyway.
And when he tries to run, I think my mom said she saw him like try to move really quickly, and he like folded his legs and just slithered like a snake.
Your mother was hallucinating.
Maybe. It's possible that...
You've had him for 4 months now?
Yeah, I've never seen him do that.
Because he doesn't do that.
Well, anyway.
Your mother saw a mirage.
I would probably want a dragon because they are absolutely humongous.
I was going to say, how big a dragon?
Yeah, like, as big as possible. Like, I would... Like
a city-sized dragon.
If you're fighting anything, why would you not want the biggest weapon possible?
I don't know. They have blind spots and...
Okay, not
subtlety.
Maybe like a dragon the size of this entire room, which does not help.
We are in an auditorium, dear reader.
The dear reader at all.
It is about 60 feet.
How big would you say this room is? Like if you took a dragon and you had it sleeping, so it's like its neck was wrapped around its body. You know what I mean? Like this isn't a dragon standing up. This is a sleeping dragon, but it fills the room, not including my closet, which for some reason is in our living room.
Oh, because we put the living room here. This could have been a bedroom or anything. Why
would our bedroom be the biggest room in the house? That does not make any sense.
I don't know, you're right, I don't care. Not counting your walk-in, I'd say probably like 15 feet wide and like 25 feet long.
So that's how big
whatever, 9-foot ceilings.
That's how big my dragon would be. And yeah. I think the fact that it can fly means that it can, like, take me places or get places quickly.
Sure, it would mean that.
They're big, they're hard to kill. I could do some mean art with those scales. And they can breathe fire, so they can hurt people. Like, they're very good weapons. They can also just eat anything that comes in their way, so. A dragon, for sure. Although, it would have to love me. Because the more I know about reptiles, the fuzzier the love thing gets, but...
I would think the clearer it gets. They don't. They can't, they don't, they won't.
You played hide and seek with my lizard today.
I did.
If that's not love, I don't know.
I don't think it's love.
And also, like, when we're at a table or whatever, like, when we bring the lizard to our friends or my family, and, like, the lizard is trying to crawl off the table, if he goes on, like, he won't crawl onto our friends. He'll only crawl onto you and me. And he won't crawl onto my family the same way. Like, he definitely... has a sense of, like, these are my people. Yeah. And I feel like that's enough for me. So, that's what I'd want. I'd want my dragon to just be loyal as fuck.
Okay. Interesting. If I was a supervillain, what would my pet be?
Mm-hmm. Also, if you were a supervillain, what would your pet peeve be? Like, didn't the Riddler have some weird...
Well, his pet peeve was that Batman kept solving his fucking riddles.
Okay. But you know, there's some villains are just, like, I forget who it is, but I very distinctly remember there being a villain that, like, whenever, or maybe it was, like, the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, where, like, when someone would have to be like, no, stop it! Like, he just had, like, a pet peeve where he'd freak the fuck out and be like...
You might be thinking of Hades from the Hercules movies.
I mean, he also did. Dude, it's so crazy. If, you know, the way we saw, like, that gender swap Disney thing, where it was, like, someone, like, if you guys Google... Hades gender swap so that you see Hades looking like a woman, that is literally what my face looks like. It's fucking crazy.
I don't know that I've seen this. You said
I showed it to you and I was like, doesn't that look like me? And you like kind of were like, yes, actually. Like, you didn't want to admit it, but you were like, it kind of does.
I don't think that was me.
I'll show it to you again.
Sure. So
but it's me.
You'll show it to me for the first time because
nope.
I have never seen this. But if I guess my pet would kind of depend on what my powers were and what my gimmick was, you know? 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, if I'm, like, let's say I'm the serial rapist and I leave boxes of cereal behind, right? Like, some pets would make more sense than others in that
Cereal's
scenario.
not a pet, you know that, right?
Thank you, Jessica. Thanks. But, like, if I had
my pet would be a Cheerio.
if I had a rabbit or like for Cheerios, if I had like a bumblebee or something, that might be my pet.
You're just taking the mascot or the.
Well, right, but I'm saying that would be like if you like if I'm the Honey Nut Cheerio.
Oh my god. TM.
Thank you. If
What?
I'm the Honey Nut Cheerio, do you think a rattle is a good thing to be thrown
I was sitting
around?
on a rattle.
You were sitting on a book before it didn't bother you.
The book was at least flat. This was like a weird lump in my butt.
Should get that checked out. Right, so if I'm the Honey Nut Cheerio date rapist and I have a bumblebee, that makes sense, right? If I'm anything but the Honey Nut Cheerio date rapist, then my evil pet being a...
No, the bumblebee doesn't make sense to be the Honey Nut Cheerio either.
Why not? Of course
Like,
it does.
what's a fucking bee gonna do?
It's not gonna do anything.
No,
It's,
can you not mock me?
it's the mascot of the Honey Nut Cheerio. Honey
I know.
is made by bees.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
so,
if my
so
gimmick-
you would want more of a mascot than like a pet
Like
helper.
I don't know. Like if I like say, let's say more realistically, I'm
Jesus.
okay. Put your feet wherever you want. Say my thing is I'm the honeypot, right? And I seduce people into
Being raped.
Well, sure. I was gonna say I seduce people into thinking that we're gonna have a romantic tryst and we're gonna have a little liaison, and then I drown them in honey.
Sure.
And I preserve them in honey like amber, and that's...
Wait. You know what that reminds me of? This is a good...
Is this Hannibal?
No. Do you remember... First of all, that last scene of Hannibal was so erotic.
Jessica,
what? Okay. Fuck. Okay.
This is good. Thank you
Okay.
for cutting me
I'm not
off.
like you. Again, we're
Thank
like...
you for kicking my train off the
Stop,
tracks.
listen. We'll come back to it.
What do you mean, stop, listen?
Stop, listen. We'll come back to it. There's another thing that I wanted to bring up again, too. Oh, I just wanted to circle back to... Remember how I tried to kill you when we were in our early stages of our relationship? I wanted to... Or not tried to, but thought I was going to. Anyway, remind me of that later.
Why would I remind you of that?
Because I want to talk about it, but I'm going to forget it. So anyway, basically, that movie with Scarlett Johansson, I think it's called In My Skin. Fucking got him. And it's... Sorry, I'll put this away. It's called In My Skin, and it's Scarlett Johansson.
Do you understand that those are charcoal?
No, I did not think before I put it on there.
Okay.
Sorry. Scarlett Johansson, and she basically, like, she plays... These are spoilers, so if you don't... You guys should watch the movie, it's very good, but there is a scene where there's, like, a luring men situation, and it's, like, this, like, black void, and it's, like, it's the most gorgeous thing, and, like, I didn't love the movie, to be honest, if I can remember correctly. It was very, like, weird, but that scene just, like, fucking got me, and I, like, it just creeped me out in such a weird way, and I think the music was beautiful, and the visuals were beautiful, and I was like, holy shit. So yeah, I rewatched just the clip of the men abduction, like, 7 times on YouTube for no reason. It always gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Alright, guys, Jess is just talking about the porn she watches, so... Do you want me to leave? Should
I'm
I
getting
go?
a little turned on. Can you please leave?
Yeah, alright. See you later, guys. Jessica's gonna... I'm gonna lie down over here. Jessica's gonna take things.
No, so you were saying about your bumblebee.
Who remembers?
Alright, well, I can tell my story if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Robert's, like, very actively
Lying down.
which is
Tired.
not active. Hey, buddy, are you okay?
My wit's end.
Okay. I was gonna say, it's funny, because, we were talking about murdering me with gum. Like, in the beginning of our...
Gun?
Gum?
That would work.
In the beginning of our relationship, I would say, like, I was afraid that I'd murder you in my sleep. Do you remember that?
Yeah, in your sleep.
Yeah.
Made a lot of sense.
Like, I would wake up and I would just, like, have a knife because for some reason there are just knives in every room. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna...
You were sleeping in the kitchen.
No, there's a knife in our bedroom, too.
Okay, shouldn't have been.
Well, so I'm saying, and, like, I know where that knife is. So what if I, like, sleepwalk, grab the knife, and then just, like, start to fucking kill you for some reason. And you're like, even in my sleep, my reflexes are faster than yours awake.
Yeah. Stand by that.
Yeah, but I'm glad that I've never tried to kill you. When I got my lizard, I had the same
man
thing.
Can dream.
I was like, what if I sleepwalk and try to eat the lizard or something? Like, I think he's food, and I'm just, like, chomping on the lizard, and I kill him. Man, oh man, my brain is a scary place to be. Rude. All right, tell me about your... If you could have any super... Like, if your gimmick could be literally anything you could think of, you don't even have to tell us what it is, but, like, in your ideal villain world, what would your animal be? Also, can you sit up?
Naked mole rat.
Can you sit up?
I'd be the flasher.
Can you sit up?
I'd flash people. And then I'd throw my naked mole rat at them.
You refuse to get a naked cat with me.
Yeah.
So why are you cool with naked rats?
If I ever get a naked cat, you'll know that I've made the turn to supervillain.
Okay, that's fair. But then you'd be my ideal man.
Well, a girl can dream.
Can you sit up?
Ugh.
Join us. Do you want to stop it? Because you seem pretty tired all of a sudden.
Yes, I mean, we've been recording for 46 minutes. This is probably as good a point as any. So.
Do you want a 5-hour energy or something?
No, it's 1 a.m, so. No.
But are you all right?
Nope. See you later, pod racers.
Oh.